Okay, hello everyone. I'm sure you're stuck at home like I am. And of course, we have to do some science. Fun. So, today's thing we're going to do, and this is the second episode. Last episode, we did a classic baking soda and vinegar. This one's a little more about physics. And remember, this is only one of my countless videos. So, you should look at those. And you can look at my introductory video to learn more about my motives if I ever get monetized. Here's that, YouTube. Okay, so let's dive right in. Here I have this bow and arrow thing. Or actually, this is the bow, this is the arrow. So, how I got to this is because of this very good book called Potentially, the Book of Potentially Catastrophic Science. And one of the earlier ones was of bow and arrows, and I made this thing, but you don't get one from the store. It's pretty easy to make, and I'll tell you guys how to make one. So first, you should gather your supplies. You'll need 4 of these skewers like this, bamboo skewers, 12 inches long. You need nipper pliers to cut them, but if you don't have those, I guess you could try mustering your way through them with scissors, because you're going to need to chop the edges off. 5 rubber bands, 3 are here on my bow. These 2 are just to remind you, rubber bands, you need them. Sharp knife, and you should be relatively careful. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do is take one of these skewers. Take your knife, and nicely these I haven't done anything to, so I can show you. And what you're gonna do, it's really hard. What I do is try to put my fingers like this, so I don't cut them, and if it slides through, it just slides through without hitting my fingers at all. So I'm just kind of like cutting at it until it kind of breaks. Let's see. I think you just gotta go for a sec, and it will finally burst on you. Come on. It usually takes a while, and it seems like you're doing nothing, but you're really like encouraging it to split. They recommend bamboo ones because they're more like fiber-based, so it'll be easier for it to split in 2. And we're not splitting it down all the way, we're just really making a notch, because we're going to attach that to the rubber bands. You want to slide one of the halves of the rubber band into this notch that you're making. There we go. See how it broke and the knife is like really far in? You can go further down, but you don't really need to. I would recommend going down at least an inch, because if you don't, it makes one of the halves stack off. It seems contradictory, but whatever. So, the next thing you want to do is do that to the other side. That takes a while, so I'm not going to do that. Then you're going to get an entirely other one. Is this one? Yeah, no. An entirely other skewer, which you've cut the sharp part off of, and do that to only one of the sides. This is going to be your bow. Now, I haven't included this ingredient yet. It's a wad of silly putty. I don't have any, so I'm using this take-apart eraser. Very primitive, you may say, but no. So, what you're going to do with this part is use the one that you've already cut one edge in, and put it on the side that hasn't gotten its thing cut. So pretend this is putty again. Just want to smash it on there, right? So after you've done that, also, the rubber bands. It's really annoying, but you have to tie 3 of them together using square knots. A reminder, square knot, you're going to take 2. Basically do the average knot. Like the average, thing. Not, oh gosh, it's being a pesky bee. Well, to make things easier, I'm going to cheat and actually cut these. You're not supposed to do them in the experiment. Don't cut them. But this is just to make it easier for you. So what you're going to do, take the 2 things, pretend these are the rubber band tips. Like that. And go like that. And then you have a pretty strong knot. And then you're going to do that again on either of these sides, pretending that these are full rubber bands. You want to attach another one in that same way. So you should get something like this. Maybe you have thinner rubber bands, so it's not a monstrosity. What you're going to do is take that one skewer with its tip cut off, 2 notches in it. 2, not the one that you've put the marker on. And you're gonna slide these parts onto it, as you can see how I did with this one. And then, once you've done that, you're almost ready to fire. So what you do, see, is you take your thing, oh, I guess right, look, first gas, haha, and you're gonna slide it onto the middle rubber band, like so. It's really hard sometimes. Pull that notch apart. Okay, there we go. And you don't need to slide it onto both. I mean, I guess it probably would work better, but you only really need to slide it onto one of the 2 sides of the rubber band, I guess you could say. Ah, gosh. And I'm taking a while, and I bet you will too. It's really, really hard to like use your fingernail to pry it open but once you've gotten it, you can just slide that on like so. Now, use this thing. Let's see. You're not supposed to watch it, people. Even though it's harmless, still it's not. Ooh, what? Oh no. Well, yay!
Yay.
Kind of launched. But science behind it, oh, don't mind those, is transfer of energy, kinetic and potential energy. Obviously, the kinetic energy is that flying monstrosity, but the potential energy is when you pull it like this. There's potential energy stored in both the rubber bands and this bamboo skewer. You can see it's getting bent when I do that. And then, of course, the transfer, it transfers from potential energy to kinetic energy by the going back to its original form. Even though this stays bent, a less non-original form, then by doing that, it has to shove kinetic energy, transferring that kinetic energy into that. So, hopefully you've enjoyed, and read this book if I didn't get a good enough description of how to do it. Hopefully you don't hurt any people. Have fun. Bye.